Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, I'm Devi Sundar, and in my channel, I explore and talk about themes of breath, mental health, and occupational well-being. In this video, I'm going to dive into an important topic, but often overlooked: cognitive dysfunction in patients with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. If you or someone you know is living with COPD, this video is for you. I'll be discussing how COPD affects the brain, the challenges in healthcare delivery, and what the latest research tells us. So let's get started. First, let's quickly recap what COPD is. COPD is a chronic lung disease that includes conditions like emphysema and chronic bronchitis. It's characterized by breathing difficulties due to long-term damage to the lungs at the airway tubes inside your lungs. You might be familiar with symptoms like breathlessness, chronic cough, fatigue, but did you know that COPD can also affect your brain? Yes, you heard it right. Studies have shown that beyond lungs, cognitive functions like memory, learning, attention, and ability to make decisions are significantly impacted in people with COPD, and it is more common than you might think. Before I could go any further, if you have not already done, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified on my weekly content. Now let's continue. One of the primary causes of COPD has been determined as smoking. And if you think about smoking, we're all aware of smoking impacts our airway tubes and creates inflammation and narrowing of airways. But did you know that the nicotine in the cigarettes can also affect the brain function? In one of my previous videos, I've spoken about the impact of nicotine addiction, the smoking addiction on the neurotransmitters. Especially, I'm talking about the neurotransmitter system, the dopamine and acetylcholine, the two key players: attention, learning, and memory. The long-term smoking can create an imbalance in this neurotransmitter system between the dopamine and the acetylcholine, causing cognitive deficits. Essentially, it impacts the neuroplasticity of the brain, which is the brain's ability to adapt and learn new information. This can be even more challenging for people with COPD to adapt to their new self-management strategies and treatment plans. Studies have shown that cognitive dysfunction affects up to 60% of people with severe COPD, and which means that they have impact low levels of attention, memory, and learning skills, adapt to new information. And this cognitive dysfunction, decline in the brain function, is linked to the low levels of oxygen, high levels of carbon dioxide, and poor blood flow to the brain, all of which are common in the advanced COPD. But wait, studies have also confirmed that people with a mild to moderate COPD experience cognitive dysfunction. So now, what does this mean to people with COPD? Well, it affects their daily life significantly. Imagine someone struggling with the basic tasks like remembering to take their medications, or dressing up, or cooking their meal, or managing their finances, etc. Unfortunately, patients with COPD struggle with those tasks, forget to take the medication, and end up in more flare-ups, which further impacts their quality of living. Here's where it gets even more critical. Frequent exacerbation of COPD can negatively impact their cognitive function. Research shows that patients with frequent exacerbations have poorer cognitive scores compared to those with fewer exacerbations. GOLD, that is Global Obstructive Lung Disease, Global Initiative of Obstructive Lung Disease, categorizes COPD into the groups of A, B, C, D, where A and B are low-risk groups and C and D are high-risk groups. The group C and D, which represent higher exacerbation risk, have shown to have a higher cognitive dysfunction compared to groups A and B with a lower risk. Interestingly, cognitive impairment in COPD is linked not only to the exacerbation, but also to the chronic inflammation. Systemic inflammation, common in severe COPD during exacerbation, and is thought to contribute to the cognitive dysfunction through neurotoxic effects of cerebral atherosclerosis. So what does this mean to the healthcare delivery? Despite the clear evidences, there is a link of cognitive dysfunction in people with COPD. Cognitive assessments are often overlooked in the treatment or management plan of people with COPD. When patients with undiagnosed or diagnosed lung condition visits their GP, cognitive assessments are often not included in their respiratory assessment or in their integrated care management plan. This gap not only exists in the GP practice, but also among the allied healthcare professional, the respiratory physiotherapist, or in the pulmonary rehab setting where neuropsychotic cognitive assessments are not included consistently across the delivery of the rehabilitation care for people with COPD. And there is a plethora of evidence that people in pulmonary rehabilitation setting who complete the pulmonary rehabilitation setting, their rehabilitation effects fade away. In other cases, there is a higher dropout rates in pulmonary rehabilitation programs. Why this is happening? One of the major reasons is that memory and learning are critical for maintaining the gains made during rehabilitation. If cognitive dysfunction is not being addressed, then patients may struggle to retain what they have learned, and that leads to their poorer adherence to their treatment or management plans, which is very essential for their long-term health maintenance. So this is the real problem. Cognitive dysfunction leads to a poorer adherence to the treatment plan and reduced quality of life, yet it is not consistently addressed in the clinical practice. This needs to change if we want to improve the outcomes for COPD patients. So what can be done? First, it's essential that the healthcare provider recognizes the link between cognitive dysfunction and COPD. Cognitive assessments should be integrated in the respiratory care management, especially for people with severe COPD and frequent exacerbation. And involving family members or the caregivers in the treatment plan can help ensure the patients to stay on track with the management plan. Incorporating cognitive reinforcement techniques into the daily routine can make a big difference. Whether it's a memory aid or brain exercises or mindfulness or breathing techniques, all actually can make a huge difference, improving their cognitive health. These techniques will help to reinforce the memory, learning, and attention, which is required for adhering to their self-management plans. If you are living with COPD or you know someone with COPD, understanding the connection between the lung health, cognitive function, and smoking is very important. Don't forget to download the free copy of Cognitive Reinforcement Technique designed for COPD. Boost your brain power, cognitive exercises for people with COPD. The link is in the description box below. And with this download, you also get a 30 minutes consultation if you wish to take a consultation if you're struggling with COPD, or if you know someone with COPD who's struggling with cognitive impairment. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for health content similar to this. If you have any questions or want to share an experience with COPD, drop it in the comments box below. I'd love to hear from you. Stay informed, stay healthy, breathe easy. I'll see you in the next video. Signing off, Devi Sundar.